Here are the two fundamentals to tell if somebody's going to have your back when the rubber hits the road. Take what you want, leave what you don't. My name is Poppy, welcome. I'm a psychotherapist, psychologist, coach, and I've worked for 30 years globally with all different kinds of people. And I'm self-regulating over here. I'll say more. How people respond to conflict and how people respond to an untruth will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about whether or not they are going to come to bat for you if and when it's required. We fear conflict more than pretty much anything else. We lie by omission. So when there's untruths and when there's confrontation, what do? Do you avoid? Do your blink rate go through the roof because you get super anxious? Do you pacify? Do you minimize? Do you ruminate? Are you okay with inauthenticity? Can you tolerate it? Do you tolerate it? Or do you respect you? Are you clear on your yeses and your nos? What is okay for you? What is not okay for you? It's a boundary. Boundaries are there for you and then other people by extension. I can say more about that too. The most courageous person I've ever met. I've worked 3 decades is a long time. Anything from psychiatry to peak performance with athletes and billionaires and people who are homeless, children, groups, couples, families, adolescents, organizations. The most courageous man was a friend of mine, a bin man. He took out the trash for a living. And that night he was about to be homeless. We were having a chat and I said, Andon, what would you do if I gave you £2,500 to turn a blind eye whilst I robbed that older person over there? And he looked at me and he said, there's no amount of money. And I said, what if I tripled it? And he said, just because I could be a bad person doesn't mean I ever would consider it. He, like you and I imagine, has known the rough end of the pineapple, and that's putting it fucking mildly. How do the people in your lives respond to conflict and to untruths? How do you? And how do you feel about it? How is it working for you currently? What I know is self-respect and confidence comes through doing the right thing. Karma is a science. This is physics, the third law of physics. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Are you good with how you're living over there? Courage. How courageous are you? Or are you in fear? Which would make sense because we live there in our ego judgment mind and we are groomed to be in fear. What if I do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing and so on? Our currency for contact is shame. It's weaponized shame. You can see from people's comments that we walk on by. We've become psychopathic, our behaviors, that we walk on by when people are distressed and having issue, rather than to stand up and to do something. Would you like me or Andon or anyone to come to your aid to have your back when something was going off? Yes or no? Do you have your back? We're not taught this. I have Thrive, if you'd like somewhere to begin. Thrive Boundaries Mastery. A couple of weeks ago, it was nearly £300. Now it is pay what you feel it is worth. So you get to get up front, close and personal with your truths, what you want, what you don't want, and the words and the guidance for how to speak truth to power. Then watch what happens in your life and how people treat you. The reason I am self-regulating over here is the healthcare field many, many years ago locked down on freedom of speech. It's no longer a thing. There are 3 fundamentals in my field. The Hippocratic Oath, do no harm. The Nuremberg Code, do not experiment on the public, and informed consent. And what that does is say that us as healthcare providers do our due diligence. We inform ourselves about what's going on And therefore we can offer you full and thorough, unredacted, non-biased, non-censored information that will support you to make full, informed choices about your health. People who do that stuff, who take those oaths seriously, are demonized in my field. We get gaslit, stratospherically so. And I decided that is not okay by me. So what I said to my old governing bodies is, if you will look at and revise your guideline, 210 particularly, that says essentially lie to the public, I may consider coming back. Until such time, there is no way on God's earth I'm going to encourage my clients and my loved ones and my students and so on to speak into their own experiences of untruths and gaslighting and abuse and so on, if I'm not prepared to talk to it when I find it in my own life. So of course I have clinical supervision, I have psychotherapy, and I have mentors for life, because in my opinion, if we're going to be in healthcare, we get to immersively train long term in what it is to thrive and live courageously out loud, even if some people don't like it. They have their lives to lead. I have mine, and I'm here to support you in yours. Client-centered care is the game that I am in, not political issues and other people's agendas, which involves dictatorship. I'm pro-health over here. So please take what you want, leave what you don't, like, follow, all the things. I'm not asking you to agree with me. What I am asking you to do is take a look in the mirror and ask yourself if you agree with you. Send in much love.